Okay, hello. I'm your host and your local cinephile, Soumava, and today I've come here to present to you one of the best web series I've seen so far. I don't watch a lot of web series usually because the pacing isn't right for me, but this one I'll elaborate further when I'm going, you know, I can't talk. The thing is that this web series is one of the best that I've seen recently. It has a good cast, it has good pacing, anything and everything that can help us. So, the web series that I'm talking about is known as The Railwayman. Now, I have done a bit of my research, so its star cast is R. Madhavan, K.K. Menon, Divyendu, Babil Khan, and if you be a bit more careful about these things, then let's also talk about the genre. It is a historical drama and it's based on a disaster. It's created by Shiv Ravali and written by Ayush Gupta. It is directed by Shiv Ravali again, and it is based on the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. So, here are the basic things. Now, let's get straight into my point of view, right? My point of view for this movie is that not movie for the web series, sorry. My point of view for this web series is that it's pretty good. The pacing is just right, and by pacing I mean it's not too slow, that it does not drag on with one event. It keeps going like point A to point B. If you are giving a story, then there should always be, let me just put it here: point A, point B. The story should be from here to here, right? And for that story to go smoothly, there should always be proper pacing. You can't go like point A to point B. You're going, no, not too fast. And point A to point B, you can't go, oh, whoa. No. That can't happen. You always have to go point A to point B. Straight line, perfect pacing. And this film, this web series, puts it at the perfect pace level that I like, at least. Because the thing is, if you check this web series out, you'll see that it starts off uh, at a backstory event. It goes on and it just keeps going, you know, because in my opinion, it lingers on a bit at the start, because every web series does that, but after you have gone from the first episode, you will just get hooked to it. It just grabs you and you just start going, oh, I want to watch more, I want to watch more. Sorry. So let's start with the uh, what can I say, mm, characters, I guess. Let's start with the characters. So the biggest character that most people like is KK Menon, and he is playing the character of Iftikhar Siddiqui. He is the station master of Bhopal Junction. Then comes Divyendu, our favorite, whom we love a lot. He's from Mirzapur. Everybody recognizes him from that. But nowadays, he's also doing many comedy roles. You know, in Divyendu, this time he's playing Balwant Yadav. He's playing a railway thief known as the Express Stealer. I guess I don't know the full name. You got to see it for yourself. Then comes R. Madhavan. His introduction is a bit late in the story, and he plays the character of Rati Pandey. He's the general manager of the Central Railway Zone, And then comes one of the best performances I've seen in this cast, at least. He's very young, I may say that. Babil Khan, Imad Riaz. He's playing the character of Imad Riaz. He's an inexperienced loco pilot. Okay, now this story is set in the 1980s, and the 1980s in Bhopal was a very bad, because there was the Bhopal gas tragedy, as I said. Now the story is set in the 1980s, and it shows how the Bhopal gas tragedy occurred, what happened, how the Indian Railways use the best of their efforts to save the people of Bhopal. Now, I liked how they showed both the sides. The chemical company, Dow Chemical Company, they had a factory there, and the company under which the factory was there, it is known as Union Carbide Limited. Now you gotta see it for yourself. I'm not gonna give a lot of spoilers. The If I give the spoilers, then who is gonna watch the movies? But the basic thing that I'm gonna say is the the story shows the company's perspective, the story shows the scientist's perspective, the story shows the railwayman's perspective, it shows the perspective of the people, the normal people. It shows the aftermath, it shows how uh, it came to be, it shows what happened before this, what happened after this, what happened during this. It even shows the amount of death and the amount of tragedy that happened during that night. And this is what I like. They have not stretched the truth a lot. They have taken inspiration from normal real life events, and they have made fictionalized versions from it, because you can't show the real thing or you'd get sued, sued like hell. And I love it. I love it. Just must watch. So let's focus on the character. I keep diverging from my point, right? So let's focus on our characters. Yeah, our first character that I talked about, KK Menon, right? KK Menon's character, Iftikhar Siddiqui, is a station master. He's shown as this very kind-hearted but tough, uh, yeah, station master. He has got a good work ethic. He has done pretty good things, and from his backstory, we see a bit of a tragedy that has happened in his life, which haunts him to this day. Will he be able to come over this? The story sheds a light on this. Then comes Divyendu's character, Balwant Yadav. He is a thief, right? But there's also a backstory for him. You can see it in the subtle conversations. He is shown as a thief, but he's kind at heart, very kind. And at the ending segment, you'll see his kindness actually at the forefront of the story. Then comes R. Madhavan, Rati Pandey. He is shown as the guy who is flawed, but he also takes his job seriously. He has had a pretty bad backstory, in my opinion. His backstory could have been fleshed out even more. I think it's incomplete, a little bit at least. If it was fleshed out a little bit more, I would be convinced. But his ones, I just couldn't piece the puzzles together, I guess. And Babel Khan was phenomenal. I liked Babel Khan's performance. His performance as Imad Riaz, the backstory, how the character was written, how there were subtle differences in his speech, how he worked, it just blew my mind. And I loved it a lot. And this is what I want from a story. The characters should be well written. There should not be like situations are set up for the characters. No, 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 no. Si- Characters set up the situation. No, 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 no. Characters go on, situations come along, and we see how the character will grow. Like they are doing something, a situation is coming along, and we see how the character, as written by the writer, would react to it. Sometimes we think this will happen, but it completely changes the plot, and it just surprises us all. That is what we need, right? Hmm. So I would give this movie a 9 out of 10, just because of the last bit of the R Madhavan character, right? I know I'm lingering on too big extent. It's gonna be like 10 minutes at least, but let's just go and give a little bit more. Let me just quickly summarize the production design and the music and the set design. The set design was immaculate. I really felt like I was actually in Bhopal. I was actually watching the building. It felt very real. The characters, their clothing, it matched everything. And the music as in the background music, and the graphics that they used, I just loved it. I loved every little inch of it. YRF, you did the best thing that you could, and I loved every bit of it. I liked it. You are doing a great job, and I hope people learn from this and give more good web series based on these historical events. If I could, I would just mail them and tell them, please, please, and make a small web series about some other disaster which I could think of. So I would not take your time anymore. I'd like to thank you all for listening in, watching me yap about random movies. So thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video, which is probably gonna be either tomorrow or I guess next week. I don't know actually. Whenever I feel like making videos, I make them. Thank you.